Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot outside until the Pre-Wen end their hunt.
Always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Have a drink and enjoy this night, for it could be our last. I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign econs. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I know we're facing a crisis, but I'm shocked no one took the time to clean up the mess inside the club since we were attacked.
Greetings, Lance-Bearer. Good news, I hope.
I may have found the source of the epidemic in the West End. The trail could be unreliable, but I'm in...
Do speak, Dr. Reed.
I will be glad to report to you once I've...
Have you forgotten where you stand and to whom you speak?
I've identified 2 infected families, both linked to a public...
Intriguing method. Are you trying to rewind time?
Yes. For a century now, modern medicine has developed methods to locate the original...
It is somewhat similar to the vampire family trees, is it not? Masters and progeny?
Indeed, but on a larger scale, depending on...
Well, carry on then. Before...
Yes, my lord.
Greetings, Lance-Bearer.
I'm still in...
Well, carry...
Yes, my lord.
Greetings, Lance-Bearer.
I'm still...
Well,
I have a few questions for you first.
I'm listening.
I'm extremely concerned about the Great Hunt. Vampire hunters are everywhere.
I share your concern, Lance-Bearer. But we shall prevail, no matter the cost.
I have a feeling there is a covert war taking place here. How long before London finds out about us?
Only a few mortals can cope with the idea that they are not the pinnacle of the food chain. We are the embodiment of their worst fears. They prefer ignorance.
Do you know anything about an actress called Doris Fletcher?
The name is vaguely familiar. I imagine she must be relatively famous.
She's Britain's most famous actress. I'm surprised you have not seen her on stage.
I rarely go to town, Dr. Reed. And when I do, it is not to attend frivolous mortal spectacles.
I think she may be the source of contagion in this part of town. At least 2 trails lead to her theater.
Well, investigate the place then, and take all necessary measures.
I've discovered a form of skull I have never seen before. Heavy mutations and highly aggressive behavior. Have you ever seen this before?
Skulls are always the degenerated progeny of their maker. If you have discovered a new breed, it would mean a rare kind of vampire is in town.
I cannot say. It looked like a skull, but at a more advanced stage of mutation. As if the disease itself had evolved within its body.
I have no idea what you speak of, but this isn't good news. Please proceed with the utmost diligence, Dr. Reed. We must eradicate this threat as quickly as possible.
I shall report to you as soon as possible. Goodbye for now, Lord Redgrave. Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. Know that you are always welcome here. But at this hour of night?
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden, and I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
Goodbye for now.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan. You know that you are always welcome here, but at this hour of night... At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst. always welcome here. But at this hour of night?
Good evening, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm still investigating from inside the Ascalon Club. Can we talk?
Of course, my dear.
I have investigated new sources of infection, and I may have found a new type of skull. One suffering from heavy mutations that is extremely contagious.
Skulls come in various forms, you know. They are simply degenerate versions of their makers.
I believe these families are different, and I'm currently pursuing a lead. I know I can find the true source of contagion by finding who created these creatures.
That would be great news. Be very careful, my dear, when dealing with such creatures.
There are many paintings adorning the walls here.
Yes?
Did you paint them?
No, my dear. But some of them. I have had a long time to learn from the best. I'm currently working on what could be my greatest masterpiece.
Have you met any famous painters?
Are you trying to divine my age by cross-checking historical dates, my dear? That's a devious parlor trick.
Well, Elizabeth, I tried my best. Don't I deserve some reward at least?
Well, if you must know, I even posed for the greats. Now that you know it, you may recognize me when visiting museums.
What is this masterpiece?
Your portrait, my dear Jonathan. It will be my gift to you, if I ever have time to finish it.
How is your investigation going?
I have decided to explore beyond the dictates of reason.
What do you mean?
You may on occasion find this house closed when you visit me. If so, it is because I have gone undercover. Sort of.
When will you return?
As soon as possible. And I don't intend to stay away for long.
Who are you going to surveil? I hope you're not considering spying on McCullum or the Guard of Prewan.
No. I intend to ask a few questions in parts of town I rarely venture into. Dirty places where a delicate lady like myself should never be seen.
Goodbye, my dearest.
Goodbye, my beloved.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them! All of you bloody leeches need killing! Die, beast!
Hello, Milton.
Hello, sir.
How was the funeral?
The priest had forgotten Pippa's family name. He just mumbled some generic religious bullshit. It was so pitiful I almost laughed.
Who paid for the ceremony? I imagine it's expensive these days, especially with the quarantine.
The Lord may work in mysterious ways. That priest was easy to bribe. Bloody crook.
You're not a religious man, then?
No, but Pippa was. She was tough and sad, but she never lost faith. I'm glad our money granted her the proper ceremony she deserved.
Will you keep extorting money from hospital patients now that your accomplice is dead?
No, Dr. Reed. Now I know I did it for her.
What have you got?
No idea.
You are still of use to this hospital, Milton. You're the ambulance driver. Patients are counting on you.
Something tells me I'll end up dead like all those other poor bastards if I stay around. But I don't have the will to leave.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like every...
Our job brings us into...
That's easy for you.
Goodbye, Milton.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening. Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course.
Good evening.
So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
Hello, Jonathan. How are things on the West End front?
Complicated, my friend. The rich and powerful feel threatened by the disease, and have asked me to put an end to it.
Yes. It is odd how resolving a crisis suddenly increases in urgency when it affects those who matter.
Does the Brotherhood of St. Paul know anything about the Ascalon Club?
Well, I'm afraid that's unlikely. Ascalon is a sensitive topic, and whatever material the Brotherhood has, I may not have access to.
Who could answer me then?
Usher Talltree, our current primate, may be the only one able to answer you. He's a discreet man who lives in the West End.
It looks like the epidemic is spreading to the western districts of London. I am trying to locate the source of the infection.
It won't be an easy task, my friend. This disease is highly contagious.
Do you not think epidemiology could be helpful in this matter? To retrace the origin of infection through time and topology?
If anyone can perform such a miracle, it will be you, Dr. Reed.
Since this epidemic is evidently linked to the vampire curse, we must find the original carrier to understand where it comes from.
I admire your logic, Jonathan, but be careful. Rationality, when it comes to your kind, is not always a reliable lens.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson, the famous tycoon, is well versed in vampire and occult knowledge?
No, I did not. But that is no surprise. For half a century, it has been quite the trend for English nobility to join secret societies and occult circles.
But Aloysius Dawson is only a rich merchant.
Yes, richer than Croesus. Wealth is more respected than title these days, even in England.
Did he contact the Brotherhood of St. Paul? Try to join your group?
It would not surprise me, but I am certain he's never been a member.
Thank you. Southwark. My departure for France as a promising student. My return as a brilliant surgeon. About to be killed. Transformed. It's locked.